Morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on our RISE call. Today, we're going to talk about prospecting and ESP. With ESP, we're going to figure that out. But the big thing prospecting is that you are very, very efficient and good at time choices, so you're maximizing your time and elevating your opportunities. We are going to cover ESP, what it is, who you use it, how do we use it. ESP is all about how we can make prospecting more effective so we can convert more leads, right? Use ESP. We're going to cover exactly what it is, who's using it, because we all know people are using it on us, and why they're using it. So by the end of this call, if you're not using ESP, start using it. If you have been using ESP, let it more creative because there's a lot you can do with it. Okay, what is ESP? Effective situational prospecting. This was a term coined by Don DeTanigan, the regional manager in the West, which Phoenix is part of. So we've been using ESP for probably close to a year, maybe longer. But the converting leads, as we all know, is to be effective in your prospecting, right? You could just send 1,000 script emails, send out bulks. That's necessarily going to be effective, right? We got to remember, we got to play the music that our listeners want to hear. Have the ability to do ESP. How? Well, you have that app, their ESP channel. It gives you tools to prospect to what your leads are searching and saving. And now you're going to use ESP, and you should use it in all of your prospecting. That's how you're going to get your leads to respond to you. Talk about who uses it. Anyone on this call purchased for companies, Target, Amazon, eBay, Macy's, Walmart. The list goes on and on, right? Everybody uses it. If you're online, there's probably companies where you register with your name, email address, and you shop online. Well, every big retailer uses ESP. And anyone who's been on my calls before, I've done this ESP call before, I am an online shopper. I don't like going to the store. I'd rather order stuff, try it out at home, and return it. Everything online. So this next shot up here is Amazon, right? And I would assume the majority of the population, the majority of you have been on Amazon before. Well, Amazon sends me at least three emails a day, right? Trying to get me to buy something, get me to order something. Well, I have a Keurig and I use K-Cups. So what? It all popped up a while back and I ordered them, right? Was it impulse? Was it desperation? Was I just looking? Now, they don't know, right? They don't know why I'm online looking and clicking on things, but they do know that the more they get me back there, the more they remind me of it, likely I'm going to return to their store and buy it or buy something. So, that's consumer behavior in motion, right? What we do. And so if you really want to get your business, ramp it up, and you're committed to prospecting, because yes, you should be prospecting every day, use ESP. Be persistent in using it, and let's be like Amazon, right? Persistently use it and draw everybody back to your store, right? ZipRealty.com is your store. Amazon's favorite. So then Don DeTanigan had done this presentation too, so I grabbed a couple screenshots from his presentation. He's an online shopper, right? So look at the email that he received. And you can see up here, it's based on your recent activity. Well, we have that too, right? So we look at their recently activity, what they've recently viewed. And then even better, right? They have the photo in here and they have the learn more button, right? They're trying to draw us back in. Another one. For a watch that he was looking at on eBay, but look at the subject line, right? The subject mentions what he specifically clicked on, what recently browsed, and view the item, right? We're all getting these every day, so let's start using them on our leads and on our consumers. Screenshots of what's in my inbox, right? You could your personal work, whichever one you use when you sign up for things, you'll see the same thing. Everybody's using ESP. Everybody has these links embedded, so you'll go back. So you'll go to their website and keep looking. Attention, right? Like some of these I've probably been back to many times and have ordered things, but that is the intent of the emails, and that's what ESP is. So raise your hand if you know what the regulator reticular activating system is. Who knows? And if West, you probably know. Okay, so maybe not. And the definition of it, right, it's a really small part of the brain, and it filters out unnecessary info, so the important stuff gets through. Like when you learn a new word, and then that's all you hear. You hear it all the time. Or you can tune out a crowd of talking people, and someone calls your name, you're snapping to attention, right, because you're focused on it. You don't know why. It's all subconscious. So your reticular activator system, it takes what you focus on and then it puts a filter and gets rid of everything else, right? So it influences our actions, and as consumers, it influences our actions. And even if you believe you're a successful real estate agent, a successful prospector, success at anything, if you believe it, the rest with that, and you will be successful. So it's a mind thing that you need to start using to your benefit. So think about it. If you were going to buy a car this weekend, right? You go to the car lot, you had Mustang. Well, right? What would it be? So let's say there's that red Mustang. And I guarantee you this week, every looking, you'll see a red Mustang. It's going to pop out of you. You're going to see them, and because of your reticular activator system. The billboards, as real estate agents, check out these billboards. Do you notice when you go to other towns or cities, you notice other real estate companies? I sure do. Someone has on a shirt that says, you know, Remax or West USA. I'm drawn to that because I'm always thinking real estate, right? That's the focus. And it's the same. You see these billboards. You see people who have an obvious sign of being in real estate, and you're drawn to that. Now let's talk about how to use ESP. There's two things you need to do, and that's think like the consumer. And we are all consumers, regardless of what it is we purchase, whether it's a car, whether it's a house, whether it's our daily essentials, we're all consumers. So think like a consumer. Think you like to receive. And then execute like the big businesses do, right? Use the ESP in the emails and constantly be in front of them. Okay, think like a consumer. Well, he takes a little more time than just click send, dial leave message, right? You want to do research and see what's saving, right? Look at how many bedrooms, how many baths, approximate square feet, and you have access to all that, right? This Zap channel is your ESP channel. And see if you can figure out why. Like what type of community? Is it a family community? Is it a huge tech area, job area? And so keep putting, like the red Mustang you're going to constantly see now, keep putting it in front of your clients because it really will work. So up here screen, I have saved homes for a client on App 3, right? And so I'm the expert, right? You're the expert in the area you're selling. I'm the expert in the area I'm selling. So I'm going to know what they're saving, and I'm going to try to figure out why they're saving it. And I can tell you by looking at this example, I'm looking for homes in a family community, great family area, freeway access, golf course communities, and it's close to shopping and entertainment. And you all have the same thing, right? You all have your own version of this. You can look at accounts and hope to figure out what something's doing it. So do the research and understand their why, right? Understand understand their why and use it in your ESP. Okay, execute like the online businesses, those companies that are sending us emails multiple times a day. You should always ask how often do you want to be communicated with. There's, one fits all. If some respond, but a good rule of thumb when you're prospecting is the more active the lead is, the more your communication should be, right? Just like eBay and Amazon. I'm on Amazon all the time. They get me 3 times a day. Doesn't mean I read them all, but I sure see them all, and I click on the ones that I want to draw me in and get me back to their website. And use ESP, run that who's logged in the last 24 hours, get it in front of them, something they've saved, something they've recently viewed. And I would never go more than 3 days after their last login. Think about when you go to a store, whether it's Home Depot, Nordstrom's, and you walk around and you're completely ignored, right? And you really do want to buy something, but they've ignored you. That you don't want them to wait 3 days to come ask you if they can help you, right? You want that immediate assistance, and that's what we need to give our leads. Now, what about those leads that aren't active? Because we hear this a lot. Oh, they haven't logged in. They haven't done this. It does not mean that they're no longer buying or selling, right? They went to another site. There's Realtor.com, Zillow, those real estate websites, and we need to drive them back to our website, drive them back to your store, yourziprealty.com. So prospect like the big businesses do, product until they buy, sell. Some of them may say don't ever contact me again, and that's okay. You have a lot of other ones that you can prospect to. And this is important, and yes, in the script library we can use tags to insert first names. If you're doing that, just be really careful, because sometimes the emails, the first names, it might just be an initial or name that that can't be their name. That's where you just say hello or hi or good morning or good afternoon. You want to personalize it that way, but you all want to personalize the subject line, right? Because it's going to get them interested in email and you and what you have to put in front of them. Right? Remember, we got to have the what and why, use her name if possible. Let's look at some of these. Right? New listing on Main Street for you, Mary. I think you'll like this kitchen, John. 5K price reduction in Mayberry, James. This view home is open on Sunday, Lisa. So they're all personal because they use its first name. And also those subject lines are speaking to what's searching and saving, right? We know that. We have that secret one there. We just want to remember that people buy and sell from those they know, like us. You got to keep prospecting, build that relationship so they'll start engaging with you. And is to use interactive links to drive them back to your website, right? And I have a few up here. Brian Ansemer from Pittsburgh is going to be doing ESP and prospecting part 2 tomorrow, and I know he's going to go into more detail on showing you how to set these up. But you can send them a link to a specific property on ziprealty.com. They click on that link, it's going to drive them back. You can just send them to their recently viewed or the homes they've saved. These links don't change. This link for saved homes detailed is the same for every client. Right? They are logging into their computer at home or their phone. So they click on that link, it goes to their account. So easy just to use that simple link. And then you can embed a link. And this is, Brian will be going over some of this with you tomorrow, but this is that call to action, right? I showed you those emails earlier where it says start now, view. The emails that we're receiving, we want to do the same thing to leads to get them to respond to us and drive them back to our website, drive them back to our store. Okay, right? You ask ended questions, right? It's homes in the market. What do you think of it? Do you like the kitchen? Back on the market, right? And boy, in Phoenix, we love those because we're having an inventory struggle right now. So anything back on the market, we want to get out there and see if we can get our clients into. But question, just reduced $25,000. What do you think of it? again, what day would you like to see it? Let's take that assumptive and say, let's go see this. What day works for you? But keep those questions open, and then also keep it short and sweet. Think the emails that you read and the emails you don't read. We definitely, and so on this next one here, I'm going to show you, there's a photo driving back to your store. That's what the emails you're receiving. Go through your inbox and look at emails and see if you can recreate those for your job as a realtor in getting your leads to engage to you, right? But this one, it just says, hey, Mary. As you notice in the subject line, we got Mary's name. It's a new listing. Just hit the market. A picture there. You can embed a link to drive them to the website. And then what's your schedule like, right? I can make arrangements for us to see it this week. This is short and sweet. Grab Mary's attention. People want to see photos, right? Things that they're interested in, and that sure is a great photo. And ask one question. If you ask too many questions, they aren't going to respond to any of them. Okay. A lot has changed since 1999, and on this call knows Zip Realty was founded in 1999. So how many of these companies were generating and converting leads in 99, 2002, 2010? How many are converting leads today? Right. The online space for leads is so saturated with real estate companies and lead providers. These days, if a consumer registers on ZipRealty.com, they've already registered on Realtor.com, Zillow.com, all of those other websites, which is why you want to stand out and also why you want to respond quickly, right? You get a new lead, pick up the phone right away. Don't wait till you get back to your office so you can look at their home and use ESP. You get a new lead, call them. You get a visit request, call them. Don't hesitate, because you know what? These other websites here, they registered on them, and if you take too long, they've already moved on, and someone else has gotten a hold of them to sell them a home. Okay, and like I said, Brian is going to go over this more, but I just want to show you in the script library some of the samples that are available, and then you can create your own. But our school district's importance, in this one, you can go to ZipRealty.com, get the link to school districts. Another way to drive them back to your website, you embed that link from ZipRealty.com that has the review of school districts, and if it's important to them, then absolutely they may click on it, and guess where they are? They're back in your store, back on your website. And things are selling quickly, right? We definitely see that again here in Phoenix, but you can still use it to your advantage. They save a home and it went inactive the next day, bummer. But you know what? Wow, that sold quickly. And then go in, tell market's moving fast, insert the link to their recently viewed home so they can click on it and go right back to the website, and also it's there. And then start scheduling appointments for the weekend. So there's a lot of scripts that you can use, you can create. For those of you on the call at the beginning when I mentioned if you've been using ESP a while, get creative, right? If you come up with a great idea, drive them back to your website, share it with your manager, share it with your team, right? There's enough leads out there for everybody, boy. So come up with something great, share it. Own ESP. It's simple. You're going to do your research. And like I said, using ESP is you just spend some time researching, hopefully not a half hour each lead. You can get it done in a minute or two. Do your research, pick up the phone, dial, make script we have up here. You could use this one, right? Hi, it's Monica with the home search website, ZipRealty.com. Found and you can pick one of those. In Phoenix, and I thought you'd like to be the first shot. When's a good time to provide you with more details, right? And think about this. So what we do in Phoenix, we had one of our agents share this with us quite a while ago. She always identifies herself as with the home search website, ZipRealty.com. Then, if we say Caldwell Banker powered by Zip, that may not make sense to them. They may be saying, wait, what, who? Or they may just hang up on you. But if you say home search website, ZipRealty.com, and they've done that website, they know you, right? They know they're seeing you every day. Now, if you don't have a phone number, on social media, there's a lot of ways you can look them, all kinds of what you can try to find numbers or connect with them. We also have an agent here in Phoenix that looks them on LinkedIn and then connects with them on LinkedIn to show that he's a professional, right? He has a professional profile on LinkedIn, and it's just a great way to potentially connect with clients. Oh, creative on this call. All right, everybody. If you haven't been using ESP, start using it. You know, find leads. Basic welcome email. Why not get their attention with a home that when they got on and registered that they looked at, or that they saved maybe, or the area they're searching, right? Hey, are you looking for a home in McCormick Ranch? There's all kinds of ways that you can approach new and reassign leads outside that standard welcome email. What about homes they saved that sold quickly? We talked about that, right? Put that address in the subject line. Hey, 1223 East Fairmont Drive, sold in 3 days. Now, saved homes, we know we all have access to recently viewed. You can, and if there's nothing active, go to the MLS. Look for reduced back on market, changes in text, anything that you can share with your lead about potential homes that they'd be interested in, right? Challenge, right? So start using it. If you have been using it, get creative. Challenge yourself every week. You know, you should be prospecting a minimum of 5 days a week. And if it's the first 30 minutes of prospecting, or maybe you want 90 minutes of your prospecting ESP and then 30 minutes of some people you heard from, just some basic information. And write down, tell your manager how many ESP emails, text calls you're going to do this week, right? And then see if you can do it. It'll be a good thing also to see how long it takes you. Remember, think like the consumer and execute like the big online business. Use ESP, the results will come and your business will rise. Okay, so Tasha, Orange County, we have to contact at least 3 times a day those leads currently logged in 24 hours and 7 days. And you're absolutely right. You know, you definitely have a much, much better chance of converting them if you're calling once and then calling back in 3 days, right? You have to be consistent and persistent. So tomorrow we have part 2 of ESP prospecting with Brian Bansmer from Pittsburgh. So be sure you join us tomorrow and prospecting. See what you can do today with ESP. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back online tomorrow, same time, same place, for part 2 and more details.